Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. Please let me know how the audio and video is working today. If you'd like to send in your question, please send in one at a time. Please be brief and precise. I'll start reading your questions and comment. First of all, James Ong, greetings Ajahn. Ayi Namasakan Tan Ajahn. Kenneth Hunt, good morning Tan Ajahn, you are clear. Thank you. Kenneth Tan Keyboard, greetings Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Audio and video is good. Thank you. Tony Yip, Sadhu, Sadhu. Ying, Amulet. Good morning, Prajan. Good morning to you. Bruce Lee, Alamseya, Namasagan, dear Ajahn, audio is clear. Thank you. The video is not so clear today. I'm not sure why, but this is how it works. Some day clear and some day not clear. As long as we can communicate and understand what we are talking, then I think it's okay. Jay Chudasama, Sadhu, Sadhu. Tony Yip, good afternoon, audio and video are in good condition. Thank you. Cindy Tan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Bilim Sukihotu Tanajan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Selena Chiam, Sadhu, Sadhu. Christine Coe, good day, dear Tanajan. Good day to you, Christine. How is Penang? Penang is an island, right? Across from Butterworth. I saw a clip the other day how to get to Penang from Butterworth. How to get from the border, Thai border, to Butterworth and then to Penang. Sirungan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Bruce Lee Alamsiya, yeah, video is a bit blurry, but it's alright dear Ajahn, we can listen clearly. Thank you. This is the law of nature, anicca, anatta, we cannot control it. Sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. If we try to control something we cannot control, we get stressed. So let go, let things be, try to learn to accept things as they are. Live with them, take them as they come, then there will be no stress, no sadness, no suffering. Lily, Sadhu, Sadhu. EOSC. EOSC, greetings from New Zealand. Tanajan, audio and video clear, thank you. Christine Coe, yes, beautiful island, like Pattaya, but more materialistic. We live in a materialistic world, so we cannot run away from the materialistic condition of the world. Vui San, Vui Sun Kian, Satu Satu Tanajan, Nilam Satu, Beta Brisland, or Bryceland, Beta Bryceland. Dear Tanajan, thank you for accepting me into this group. The video and audio is clear. Just to introduce myself, my name is Beta. I live in London, UK. I have followed your Dhamma for the asking on YouTube for a while. It's a joy to be here, Tanajan. I will ask my question shortly. Okay, welcome. You're welcome to join us, and I hope this meeting will help you understand the Buddhist practices better and put you ahead on the path of enlightenment. I.e., question number 2. When a human attains anagami, at that time did he experience the Brahma realm? See, the Brahma realm you start to experience when you have jhana already. Only that is not as continuous or as when you have become an anagami. Once you become an anagami, you are in the Brahma realm permanently until you leave it for nibbana. But if you enter into jhana, you automatically enter into Brahma world. But when you come out of jhana, you're back on the human world. I.e., Tanajan, correct me, I'm wrong. It is said that the mind condition of an arahant is an upekkha. When an arahant laughs or cries or feels hurt or angry, this is because of sanya or vedana. How is relationship with upekkha? Upekkha is the mind that is in neutral, have no emotional reaction to anything, no love, no hate, no fear, no delusion. But insofar as his body and his action is concerned, we can be just an act, without the mind being really angry or being really silly or being really funny. But it's just like role playing. And Arahant, he can play his merry role if he wants. He can play the sad role, sometimes he can cry. He can play the comic role, he can just laugh and laugh. But in his mind, deep in his mind, there's no emotion involved in this action. They are just merely action. Christine Coe, these days I listen your past years Dhamma talk, very meaningful, understand the real world internally, 5 khandhas, realize the importance of meditation, lead to liberation. Yes, it's very good to hear. Yeah. Everything in this world is a world of illusion. They are not real, they are like bubbles. They are empty of any essence, empty of anything that you can cling to. They just come and go, rise and cease. So you don't want to cling to anything except the Dhamma, except sati, mindfulness, and wisdom, panya. Everything else is just useless to the mind. Wealth, riches, position, status, praises, rewards, and all the happiness you can gain from your sensual organs are really meaningless because they come and they go. They appear and then they disappear. They cannot give you permanent happiness and contentment. Hong Bi Chin. Hi Mom, nice to see you healthy, stay safe. Nothing to ask here. Thank you. Ayi, question number 3. In meditation at each jhana, there is piti, rapture. What kind of situation so is called piti? A feel of kind of like you get a goosebump when you experience something quite profound, quite deep that touches your mind. You have to experience this. It cannot be explained. It's best to experience it. So it's useless to try to explain something that cannot be truly explained. So you have to practice mindfulness and stay mindful all the time. And when you meditate, your mind will enter into jhana. Sometimes you might have rapture or piti, but sometimes you might not have. This is not always the case. Sometimes you do have it, sometimes you don't. Usually you only get it the first time or so, and then later on the rest you won't feel it, you won't experience it as much. But the goal of meditation is to get to upekkha, to the fourth jhana. Beta Bryceland. Dear Thanajan, my question is regarding the 4 elements meditation. I have practiced it from time to time to a number of years and find it very helpful, particularly in restoring mindfulness. When mindfulness is low, the way I enter it is through contemplating body part. Visualize and contemplate the 4 elements in the different body parts and their separation, at each starting with the water element, dropping away from the solid element, down to the smallest particles, until nothing solid remains. Could you please give some additional tips on how to achieve best results from this contemplation and how to truly internalize it? Thank you very much, Thanajan. Much gratitude. Well, this practice that you do is called vipassana, not samatha. So if you do this kind of contemplation, you cannot enter into jhana. You can get understanding of the nature of the body. That truly it is just components of the 4 elements, which when they come and form, they come together, they form the 32 parts of the body, such as the hair of the head, hair of the body, the nail, teeth, skin, flesh, sinew, bones, heart, lungs, and all the other organs, and all the fluids in the body. These are considered to be vipassana practice, not samatha. You cannot enter into jhana this way. If you want to enter into jhana, after you have contemplated this to a point where your mind can become still and focused, then you should switch to watching your breath. Use anapanasati. Watch your breath at the tip of your nose. Just keep watching in and out of the breath. Do nothing with the breath. Don't control the breath. Just leave the breath alone. Just watch. You want the mind to be a watcher, be an observer, and not an actor, not a thinker. Just watching, observing. If you can keep the mind just merely observing, your mind can eventually enter into jhana, where you'll find peace and contentment and equanimity. This is where you want to go at the first stage of your meditation practice, to get peace and equanimity and contentment. Then after you have withdrawn from your meditation, then you can use the contemplation of the body to teach the mind the true nature of the body, that in a sense there is no self in the body. The body is just merely made up of the 4 elements. So there is no reason for you to cling to it or claim it as yourself. The purpose is to teach your mind to let go of the clinging, the attachment, the view that the body is you. The body is not you. The body is just something you use to satisfy your cravings. Your mind still wants to have sensual pleasure, so it needs to have a body. That's why it clings to the body. But once you have joy or contentment from meditation practice, then you can easily give up your attachment to the body, your attachment to sensual pleasures. So this is the goal of the practice. First, you want to get to the fourth jhana, to get contentment and peace and happiness and equanimity. Once you come out of jhana, then you can teach the mind to let go of your body, because the body is temporarily impermanent. It will eventually die. You will eventually be not able to support your cravings for sensual pleasures. So when you cannot use the body, you would have stress and depression. But if you don't rely on the body for happiness, since you have happiness from the jhanas, then you can let go of the body and not be affected by the aging, sickness, and death of the body. So this is basically the practice that we try to do at the beginning stages. First, get to jhana by using an object to focus your mind with and not to think about anything. If your mind is restless at the start, you can use the contemplation of the body to calm your mind down to a manageable level. Once your mind isn't restless or agitated, then you can focus on your breath to calm your mind. This is the first goal, is to calm your mind, to bring it to peace and contentment and equanimity. Once you have this, then you can contemplate the nature of the body and let go of the attachment. Because by attaching to your body, you will end up suffer. Your mind will become sad when you can no longer use the body or have the body to support your cravings for sensual pleasures. Christine Coe, yes, fully agree. Ajahn appreciate the real Dhamma. You're welcome. Lily. Lily, Satu. I.e. question number 4. In the Naga Waka, it is happy to have friends in our time of need. Really happy to be satisfied with what is obtained. Really happy to be able to do good before death. And really happy to end suffering. Please, Ajahn, explain what this means. I can. It's quite obvious already. I think you just have to think about it deep enough. That's all. I can't really spend too much time on this. I'd rather spend more on how to develop, how to practice. This is something you will have to contemplate on your own and eventually come to an understanding. It's quite obvious already from what I read. There's no need to explain if you're smart enough. If you're not smart enough, then you're not worth this verse yet. It means you're not ready for this yet. So just take time and try to absorb, study and contemplate. Eventually you'll understand. Eli Hassan, good day, Ajahn. These 2 days I experienced something new that never been before, just knowing, all just fine as what it is, calm, empty and nothing. Yes, it's a state of equanimity or jhana. Audiyaha, Satu. Gen Huyu, Satu. Yuningo, Satu. Karina Kaur, good afternoon, Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Juliana Wu, Sadhu. Tony L. Tran, Sadhu, Sadhu. Omre, Sadhu. Nong Lim, Sadhu. Carrie Cat, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Indrayani, Sen. Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. May you always be healthy, Ajahn. Thank you. Patarapan Bosuk, Sadhu, Sadhu. How are you? How's your son? Is he with you or is he back in London studying? Alvin Lee Wei-Peng, good afternoon, Ajahn, Sadhu. Gary Cat, Ajahn, does a Sotapanna needs to know how to meditate and enter into jhana? Yes, you need to have jhanas before you can become a Sotapanna. So practice a lot of meditation first to get to jhana. Once you have jhana, you'll have the ability to become a Sotapanna by letting go of your attachment to your body and feelings. I.e., question number 5. Would inviting monks to chant at home give benefit for all visible and invisible living beings who live in that house? No. Chanting doesn't give any benefit to anybody except the one who chants. If you want to get any benefit, you should do the chanting yourself. Chanting is a way of developing mindfulness. Stop your mind from thinking restlessly, aimlessly. That's all it does. So if you want to have benefit, you have to do the chanting yourself. There's no such thing as protection from spirit or anything like that. The only thing we can protect from chanting is our defilement. We can protect our mind from defilement if we have mindfulness. Tichaya Lila Satu Satu. Engmek Satu. Kim Bunchu, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sawante Satu Satu. Shio Hishan. Ajahn, what is the differences between the sensual pleasure that the Sakadagami tries to get rid of, and that craving for form and formless that the Anagami is dealing with? See, it's a different object. Sensual pleasure, you still crave for the sensual object, such as the body of a person. You still want to look at that body, be close to that body, feel and touch that body. So this is what an Sakadagami still has to try to get rid of. As an Anagami can completely let go of this craving for sensual pleasures. But then it becomes attached to the pleasure from jhanas, the rupa jhana and arupa jhana. Because it used the rupa jhana or arupa jhana to replace sensual pleasures. But once it gives up the sensual pleasures, it becomes attached to the jhanas, which is also have the 3 characteristics as its nature, meaning it is also impermanent. If you cling to something, rely on something that is impermanent, you can get sadness or disappointment when you lose it. So once you have given up your sensual pleasures, your attachment to sensual pleasure, your mind will start to cling to pleasure you get from the rupa jhana or arupa jhana. Here, then it's the time for the anagami to give up the attachment to rupa jhana and arupa jhana by seeing that it is causing it stress or sadness, because it cannot always have rupa jhana or arupa jhana. When it is without rupa jhana or arupa jhana, it can become restless and agitated. So it has to give up by using the wisdom, the understanding that clinging to something that is impermanent can cause you stress. Once you can let go of this, then your mind become completely free from any attachment, free from any suffering. See, the goal is to get rid of suffering, of dukkha. And if you still cling to something that is impermanent, such as the jhana, you will still get dukkha. If you don't want to have dukkha, then you just have to not cling to the jhanas. You just take it as it comes. When you have jhana, fine. And if you don't have jhana, don't crave for it, that's all. Just leave it alone. Just live without any jhana. The mind can exist without anything. It doesn't have to have sensual pleasures to keep it happy. It doesn't need to have rupa jhana or arupa jhana to make it happy. It only uses rupa jhana or rupa jhana as a tool to get rid of its attachment to the sensual pleasure. Once it have got rid of the sensual pleasure, it has to give up the tool as well, in order for it to be completely free. It has to give up rupa jhana and arupa jhana. That doesn't mean that you cannot enter into rupa jhana or arupa jhana. It's just that you have to understand that you cannot always have rupa jhana and arupa jhana all the time. You cannot expect your mind to be calm all the time from rupa jhana or arupa jhana. So you have this understanding, then you take the rupa jhanas and arupa jhana as they come. If they don't come, you can live without it. When you don't have any cravings or attachment to the jhanas, then you will have no dukkha. And when you have no dukkha, you have another type of happiness. Happiness from being free from craving, free from suffering, free from dukkha, which is the permanent type of happiness. We call nibbana. Everything evil, Ajahn, associating with what is disliked, is included in the dukkha mentioned by the Buddha. How to deal with it so that dukkha does not arise in this state. Just leave it alone, don't react to it. Let it be, leave it alone. Like you deal with the weather. The weather is something you cannot do anything with it. But you just have to learn to live with it. Live with it, that's all. When it rains, you cannot stop it. So when you react to rain, you don't want it to rain, you can get dukkha. But if you leave the rain alone, let it rain, then you have no dukkha. So when you have to associate with something you don't like, just be calm, be not reacting to it. Don't wish it to go away, don't wish it to be better or whatever. Just leave it as it is. Like if you're given an apple, don't try to change an apple into orange or to banana. Just accept the apple. If you can accept the apple, then there will be no dukkha. But if you cannot, if you want the apple to be something else, you will get dukkha. The BT, Namaskar Ajahn, Sadhu. Every evil is it better to just leave the circle? Sometimes you can leave, but sometimes you cannot leave. So when you cannot live, you just have to learn to accept them. Accept it. But if you can live, yes, go ahead. But if you cannot live, then you just have to rise above it, transcend it. Don't let it uh, affect you in any way. Just leave it alone. I.e., question number 6. When meditating, can we swallow saliva? If you want to advance, you cannot swallow. Leave the saliva alone. If it's gonna drip out of your mouth, let it just drip out of your mouth. But don't do anything with the body once you start meditating. Because when you come back to the body, you are actually restarting your meditation. So you will not get anywhere. If you want to get to jhana, you have to leave the body alone once you start meditating. It's like when you start driving from your house to work. If you keep coming back to your house because you forget something, then you will never get to your office, to where you want to go. So once you leave the house, just leave, don't come back to the house. If you want to get to where you are going, just like meditation, you want to go to jhana, you have to leave the body. If you keep coming back to the body, you will not get to jhana. Beta Bryson. And Ajahn, I practice body contemplation in conjunction with samatha meditation. Sometimes the mind doesn't want to settle either on the breath or the mantra, Buddha, but it comes down when focusing on the body of the four elements and feel peaceful. Is it useful to use it for this purpose? Thank you. Yes, you should continue when your mind becomes peaceful. Once your mind becomes peaceful, use the body, use the breath. Keep watching the breath. If you can watch the breath, continue using the breath. Or make sure that when you are peaceful, you are not thinking of anything. The mind has to be still. In order to be still, the mind has to stop thinking. And in order for it to stop thinking, you might need something like a mantra or the breath. I think in this case, you should use the breath. Once your mind becomes calm enough to focus on your breath, because you haven't got to jhana yet. Or if you have, then you will not. Then you don't need to do anything. If your mind becomes perfectly still, peaceful, and have contentment and happiness and equanimity, then you want to keep it in that state for as long as possible. Lim Sui Kun, Sadhu Sadhu, Su Christi. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Question from Piku Pasada from Sri Lanka. I read the Buddha still exists and has not gone anywhere. It is just that we cannot communicate with him, where he is, etc. So are all the past away Buddhas and Arahants still influencing the world? And if yes, in which way? Thank you. No, they exist, but they don't have any influence with the world anymore because they have no connection to the world. You need to have a body to be able to be connected to the world and then influence the world. But when you have no body, then there's nothing you can do to, to the world. When he was alive, after his enlightenment, he remained alive for 45 years. He made a lot of benefits for the world, produced many arahants, and established Buddhism that still exists today. But once his body passed away, then there's nothing he can use to influence the world anymore. Shio Hishang, thanks Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Christine Coe, dear Ajahn, understand the Dhamma not hard, but due to wrong understanding, kilesa, we are being cheated. No wonder Lord Buddha said, those yet liberation is crazy. Those not liberated yet is crazy. Yes, i.e. question number 7. I will be attending the meditation retreat at a monastery for the one day only. The teacher is Sayadaw from Myanmar. It is said that various meditation techniques will be taught. Am I wrong if I stick to my usual techniques, reciting Bhutto Bhutto and Anapanasati? The reason I joined this retreat because I should use the available time so I can be away from my busy life, even for one day only. What Ajahn think about it? Well, it's up to the teacher that you attend with, whether he is okay with what you want to do or not. So I cannot give you any specific advice on this. But if you want to do the method quietly without telling anybody, who is to know? But if you start telling people that you're doing this as opposed to what the teacher tells you to do, then there might be some problem. So if you just want to use the place and time for your meditation practice, you just do it without telling anybody about it. I.e., I'm sorry, Tanajan, for Q4. I just don't get for the statement, really happy to be able to do good before that. Yes, Tanajan, all right. I should solve this with contemplate. Thank you, Tanajan. You're welcome. Question number 8 from IE. During the Magha Puja celebration last Monday, when someone talks about punishing himself for breaking the precepts, Ajahn say, don't punish yourself, but punish defilement. What if our body is tired, but If we force ourselves to meditate, most likely we will fall asleep. But if we don't meditate, it is as if we are not disciplined and let the laziness arise. You can find some other time to punish yourself, your defilement. You don't have to do it when you're not ready for it. You can wait for the right time. Punish your defilement is like to stop your cravings. If you want to watch YouTube or listen to music, then you punish your defilement by abstaining from watching YouTube or listening to music. It has nothing to do with your practice. You practice when you can. When you cannot practice, you take a rest. What else can you do? Metta Vandana Sadhu Ajahn, you ever been to Bodhgaya? If yes, how was your experience? No, I never been to India at all. You don't need to go to India to meet the Buddha. You can meet the Buddha through your meditation practice. Question from Nathan. I believe I am suited to be a monk. I have tried being a Christian monk before, but am more drawn to the Thai forest monk path. I have been told that it's easier to become a monk in Thailand at my age, 48 years old, rather than in the Western Thai forest Buddhist monastic tradition. Is this true? Well, there are pros and cons. There are lots of forest tradition teachers and forest tradition monasteries that you can live and practice. But the difficulty is getting visa to let you stay in Thailand for a long time. That's the problem. So if you somehow can manage to get the visa, then yes, it's better to practice in Thailand because there are so many Thai forest monks to teach and many Thai forest monasteries that you can live and practice. So I think the main problem with Westerners is to obtain visa, permanent visa. AST, Satu Satu. IE, thank you very much, Sanajan, for your guidance. You're welcome. Mandy Smith, Satu Satu. Hi Mandy, how are you? Are you okay? Happy? Peaceful? Pattarapan Bosu. Leo is fine. He's back in London. Thank you very much, Long Po. Long Po. Have a nice day. Thank you. Same to you. Patarapan Bosuk, thank you very much. You're welcome. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Ajahn. Happy to be here listening today. Happy to hear from you. How is Philip? Sunday must be a busy day for you, looking after your family, your husband and your children. Beta Priestley, dear Ajahn, is Clubhouse Dhamma listening for Thai speakers only. I am new to this forum and not sure which of your live teaching are available in English apart from Dhamma for the asking and Facebook forum. Sadhu Sadhu. Well, I think Clubhouse usually is is live broadcast during for my I think my Thai Dhamma talks, such as Zoom on Wednesday night and Dhamma talk on the weekend at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Like today, I'll be giving another talk in about 2 hours at 2 p.m. Thailand time, which then it will have Clubhouse. If you have Clubhouse, you can use Clubhouse to listen to my Dhamma talk in Thai. I'm not sure whether there is Clubhouse during the Zoom meeting on Tuesday night or not. You have to wait and see. Okay, we have a reply from Wat Yannasangwararam. We also broadcast Ajahn English Zoom on Tuesday night on Clubhouse, I presume. So if you don't want to use Facebook, you can use Clubhouse if you just want to listen on the Zoom English Zoom meeting on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Thailand time, which should be around 2 p.m. in London on Tuesday afternoon for you. If you have Clubhouse, you can check in at that time. But if you want to join and discuss, you have to go to Facebook or YouTube and then click on the link that will let you into the Zoom meeting. Yes, on Clubhouse. If you want to listen to the Zoom meeting on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Thailand time or 2 p.m. in London time, you can use Clubhouse to listen to the Zoom talk. But if you want to discuss and ask questions, you have to come into the Zoom by going to the Facebook page, English Facebook page, and click in the link to get you into the Zoom. Okay, here's another reply from Rusli Alamsaya. Tuesday night, Zoom also available at Suchart live YouTube channel. Okay, thank you for the correction, Kenneth Hunt. Currently it's 1 p.m. London. Okay, so you are 7 hours behind me. When I'm 8 p.m., you're 1 p.m. I thought maybe you're moving up to daylight saving time pretty soon. Sulan Ui, good day, Ajahn. Happy to see you again. Thank you for spending time with us. Can you share with us what is the antidote to resentment? Love. You have to love. You have to love everybody. Treat everybody as your equal, as if you are treating yourself. Treating them as you are treating yourself. If you want to be happy, you should make other people happy. You should not be resentful or hateful. You have to forgive people. Look at the good side of people. Try not to look at the bad side. Can the time change in 2 weeks? Yes, thank you. I heard that they're trying to make it permanent in the States, in the US. Make the daylight saving time permanent, so there's no need to change back and forth. Beta Bryceland, thank you, Ajahn. I already have the link for Tuesday. I was just wondering about Clubhouse Dhamma Talk. Thank you. You're welcome. Ai, thank you very much, Ajahn, for your guidance. Pasichum, Namo Buddhaya, and Sukhi Hotu, Ajahn. Namaskaran, Ajahn Ai. Okay, we still have about 7 more minutes left. If there's any more questions, you can still send it in right now. Metta Vandana, Sadhu Sadhu. Enilam Sadhu Sadhu. Rusli Alamsiya, thank you very much for today, dear Ajahn. It has always been a pleasure to listen and learn through Dhamma. You're welcome. Many Om, Sadhu Sadhu. Well, it looks like there isn't any more question coming in, nor any comment. So I would then have to close this meeting for today. Hope that everybody is happy and well. Here's another message from Sulan. Sadhu Ajahn, you have a lot of metta. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Vanpatinapa Sadhu. Okay. Thank you for your participation in this meeting today. I hope you have benefited from this meeting and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.